And we are going. How's it going, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
I think my roommate is shitting in my toilet. And it is pissing me off, dude.
What,
Dude,
man?
okay, like, this is all that's been on my mind, like, ever since I got home and, like, being ready to get here. So, I gotta give you a bit of context. Dude, it's not even funny. I'm actually, like, pissed off. I'm ready to, like, scrap him over it, bro. It's not okay.
No, I agree. Not okay, but...
Like, I think... So...
That's fucking awesome, though.
It's not awesome, dude. I'm gonna beat his ass. I've been getting home because I'm usually not home on the weekends. I'm
Seat's all
this
warm
way.
and shit.
Not warm, but it like stinks when I go into the bath. I felt the seat when I got home because it smelled like a fresh deuce. But normally when I get home, the bathroom kind of stinks. But for a while there, I thought it was just because it's not like a shit smell. It's like a weird smell. So I thought it was something in the drain. So I drainoed it like 3-4 times now. Not it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's something in like the ceiling fan. Not it. And then now finally, I'm like, okay, you know, after like you haven't cleaned the bathroom, I haven't like given it like a full like bleach wipe down probably like 2-3 months.
Okay.
And so maybe it's just like hard water smell, right?
Okay.
Like build up, right? And so that's what in my head I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it this weekend, clean it or whatever. And I get home today after like studying. I walk through the door and it just reeks like deuce. And not even just like a little bit, like I checked my shoes. Like it was that bad, dude. And I go into my bathroom and it reeks like deuce. And I'm like, this motherfucker, right? But in my head, I'm like, nah, because in my like our 2-bedroom, right? He's got the bigger bedroom because he was there before me, and that's got its own like ensuite bathroom, right? And so I use like the main one on the main area that's kind of mine, right? And I go into my bathroom, and sure as shit, it reeks like deuce. And I'm like, this?
That is fucked up, bro. That's not cool either.
Little bitch. And he comes out of his room, like kind of like he's in a rush, almost like he's hiding something kind of deal.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, you piece of shit, dude.
So you know how... So what are you going to do? You set up the bathroom to find out if he's going in or not.
Yeah, I got to like set up the toilet paper in a specific way and take a photo of it.
Or even in the crack of the door there.
Yeah.
You put a piece of paper in there.
That's a good call.
If that door was open, that paper's going to fall.
That's a good call.
Bro, I got secrets, man.
You got this on lock or whatever?
But yeah, try that, man.
Buddy, I'm gonna get back to you next week. Hopefully I beat the snot out of him. Max, if you're listening,
That's
don't
fucked.
shit in my bathroom, bro. Come on, what are we doing?
Real talk, though, that is pushing the boundaries there.
So how's your week been? Because that's been the low light of my week.
Week's been good, I guess. Same old shit, man. Working, running.
You been running?
Yeah.
Back to it?
Yeah, I've been running pretty steady for a little while. Went before the pod today, too.
How many K you do?
5.
How you feel?
So, good, man.
Attaboy, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So, standard, man, you know. Weekend was good. I went to a pretty good house party.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so some people I haven't seen, like, for a long time, right?
Yeah.
We were
like, how long's long?
Between 10 and 15 years.
15's a minute, dude. Holy.
Yeah, man. So
These like high school buddies?
this was like, no, these are like hustling buddies.
So old buddies you used to run with type deal?
Yeah. So, whatever, get there and talking to people, and this girl walks up to me.
Yeah.
Obviously knows who I am, and I'm really bad. First of all, I'm really bad with this kind of shit, is like remembering people's names.
Dude, I'm I'll meet someone and like 2 days later run into them and they'll be like, Drew, and I'll be like, I don't even recognize you, dude. It's not even like I recognize you, can't remember your name. I don't even know who you are.
I feel real bad. Like, that's probably one of my worst things about me, is forgetting people's names and faces. Anyways, so took me a minute, realized who it was, and okay, she was like one of my best friend's girl for a while, right?
Yep.
Okay, didn't recognize her though.
Yeah.
Okay, party hard back then, still parties hard.
Yep.
Bro, her...
How old is she?
I want to say maybe late 30s.
Okay.
Something like that.
It's not too old.
I'm guessing.
But
no.
like old enough to where you should calm down.
And bro, her right side of her nose is caved right in because of the blow. And like, I've never seen this before,
Really?
like lifetime, bro. I thought of Artie Lang right away. Do you know who Artie Lang is?
Yeah,
Right
dude.
away, bro. I'm just like, oh, fuck, man. Like, I never see it. And like
So is it like...
I was like...
You gotta explain to me how caved in
It's like,
means.
like, my girl's like, it looks like she fucking walked into the wall and her nose
Just
never just
recovered.
Like, boom! And like, never, it was so fucked, bro. So
Jesus.
good
Did
to see
you
her.
call her out on it or what?
No. But like, still running with dude that I back in the day, and like I know, like, same circle, hard fucking partiers, right?
Yeah. She's obviously swapped nostrils at this point. Though.
If you're my age now and you're partying like you were still back then, you got problems, man.
You got problems,
dude. You do, seriously. I can get like once in a while, like sure, like blow some steam off. Let's party. Let's do this.
Yeah, like once a month, once every 2 months, sure. But when you're still going every weekend. I know they got like
3 kids, I want to say. So anyways, it was pretty fucked up to see. I've never seen that in like live person, bro.
I've never even heard of someone's nostril being permanently
like
caved in.
Caved, dog. It was like... It was honestly almost... It's a little hard to watch, man. Like, it was almost
It's like sad.
It's like a circus freak. You couldn't stop looking, but you didn't want to look. You know, it's just like, oh, man. But you had to sneak a peek, right?
So, you're her, right? Your kid's like... No. So, you imagine you're her. Okay, right? I'm putting this scenario, right? Imagine you're her. Your kid, starting to hit their early teens and just figuring out stuff. Their daughter kind of looks at you sideways one day. Is like, Mom, why's your nose caved in? Like, you never really, like, you told me that's just the way it is, but why is your nose really caved in?
You can always say, I tried to get a nose job and it didn't work.
That's some bullshit.
You ever seen that show Botched?
No.
Oh, it's first.
Is it worth watching?
No, it's not worth watching. My girl watches it. It's not worth watching. But I've seen so many fucked up, like, operations, man. Nose that can fly so easy, bro.
Can you imagine?
That's like nothing.
I've seen,
there's people on there that can't, like, literally can't breathe out of their nose. Like, I've seen a lot of fucked up nose jobs.
I was thinking, like, your eyebrows are a little off.
Look at Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck, his nose is all fucked after all that shit.
He also tried to turn white, so, there's a lot to that.
Yeah, that's the least of his problems.
So, get a better plastic surgeon and a real doctor.
Before I forget, I want to say something we talked about.
Oh, yeah, you should probably do this. I think it's hilarious. I don't think you should apologize for shit.
I feel bad, honestly. Okay, so last week on the podcast, we were talking about the whole George Floyd thing.
Yep.
And with respect in me talking about keeping the pressure on the powers that be and the government and whatnot, I said, let's keep our foot on their necks. And definitely not my best choice of words.
I think it's the most appropriate choice of words there is. Yeah. I don't know about you.
But anyways, I felt pretty bad, so I wanted to say something, and I apologize. I didn't even realize I said it, obviously, at the time. But listening back on it, I was just like, wow, that's pretty tough to hear after
Dude,
everything.
It's a little rough.
And then I also said that we needed prominent white people to step up. Mm-hmm. And I did not fucking mean Drew Brees. He was not the motherfucker I was talking about, man. You know what I mean?
This is so rough.
How many apologies has he been? His wife, even today, was like, we are the problem.
Yeah, they're getting death threats all the time. It's rough.
So, but real talk, you're the epitome of white privilege in America. If you can't understand the message yet.
For those who don't know, Drew Brees, was it like last week he did an interview?
Yeah, it was like midweek or something.
He did basically an interview with someone, and they brought up, okay, like with everything that's going on with George Floyd and the protests, looking back at Kaepernick, taking a knee during his time in the NFL, like what's your opinion of it? And Drew Brees,
he says, I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country, which is pretty much the same thing.
I can't think of someone who has worse, like, just awareness of what the fuck is going on in the world. Like, I don't understand how you can sit there and make that statement without cluing into what you're doing.
Yeah, and LeBron obviously right away clapped back, all caps. Wow, man.
Real hard, dude.
And it's like, is it still surprising at this point? Sure isn't. You literally don't understand why Cap was kneeling on one knee. Has absolutely nothing to do with disrespect to the flag and our soldiers who keep our land free. My father-in-law was one of those men who fought as well for this country. I asked him the question about it and thank him all the time for his commitment. He never found Cap peaceful protest offensive because he and I both know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. God bless you.
And what matter and why LeBron went off about his dad is because after Drew Brees said that, he continued on saying that his great grandfather fought in World War II. Both of his grandfathers. Sorry, I'm just thinking of like a Andrew Schultz thing. They were talking about the same thing, and then Andrew was like, "Yo, he got 2 gay grandfathers." No, man, 2 sides of the family. Dumbass.
Nice one.
Anyways, yeah, Drew Brees basically justified it, saying that his grandfather fought in the war, and then LeBron was like, yo, my stepdad fought in the army too and came back to these same conditions. Like that's not an excuse.
You know, his teammate Malcolm Jenkins?
Yeah, he was chapped.
Super chapped. He came out with a couple of statements, and he's first of them, he's like, to stay silent when your peers are screaming from the top of the mountaintop that we need help. Our communities are under siege, and we don't. And we need help, and you're telling us don't ask for help that way. Ask for it a different way. I can't listen to it when you ask that way. And then he goes on to say, we're done asking, and people who share your sentiments and express those and push them throughout the world and their airways are the problem. I looked up to you. You're somebody who I had a great deal of respect for, but sometimes you should shut the fuck up.
So, question for you. Obviously, it was poorly timed, but what do you think of Drew Brees as a result of this?
Like, just honestly, overall, right off the rip, I was like, fuck Drew Brees. Because like I said to you, if you don't get the message after all this time, you're the epitome of privileged white guy in America. And then after thinking about it, if you think of like everything that Drew Brees has done, he's a real decent guy. Mm-hmm. You know, I will say that, but it's tough, man, because he showed his true colors, and only after he saw the negative feedback did he come back and say, "Yo, I'm really sorry." Mm-hmm. So all I can really think about is what he initially said, because that's how he really felt. Let's not get it twisted. It's just like NFL. We know how you really felt in 2016 because you're banning players for kneeling. You apologizing 3-4 years later, it's because you're getting all the negative feedback. We know how you really feel.
I think you're right, for sure, with the NFL. I think people are a little bit quick to jump on the Drew Brees is a racist train. I'm not excusing his actions. I don't think he's a racist. I don't think he's some guy who's like, fuck black people and let's oppress minorities. I don't think he's a racist
either.
I think
he's clueless, though.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that I think this is something, this whole protest, this whole George Floyd incident is something that affects his life in absolutely no way whatsoever. And so to this, he does not relate to it. He does not think about it. It's on his mind. What he does relate to is patriotism. So that's on his mind. And so he obviously goes the route of, hey, this is, I'm not against someone, who's going against the American flag, someone who's not being respectful. But if you are unable to make the connection and understand what's going on, you have to be so incredibly clueless. And that's the best word for it. He's just so, I don't want to say stupid, but just so clueless and unaware of what's going on. Like, I don't understand how he can be that dense.
And like, to think his teammates, sure, maybe will forgive him in public, but that locker room, I swear to God, it's fucked.
It's going to be tension. There's
fucked, man.
Huge tension, man. I think
it's going to be so divided for the rest of the year.
Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill are loving every single little bit of this. They're just waiting. I wanted to touch on this. I don't know if you saw this before we move on from NFL stuff and drama. Did you see the Jake Fromm text?
The elite whites with the guns?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
What's your opinion on that? Because I think this got blown way out of proportion.
I don't remember the whole tweet, so I have to like.
So
I think it was racist, though, if I remember.
It was, but this is the thing: is so
only elite whites should have guns or something like that.
But it wasn't. It wasn't said, "Hey, only elite whites should have guns." It was in the middle of a conversation, and he made the comment they were talking about gun control or something with his buddy, and they were kind of making jokes back and forth, right? And then he's like, "Only the elite whites like me, haha, lol, should have guns, haha." So he's clearly like. I was thinking about this too. If someone read the conversation that I had with my friends out of context and not realizing that we were joking, I'd go to jail. Like if someone read the conversations I had with my friends, it'd be really bad because I say some twisted shit. My friends say some twisted shit, but in reality, that's not actually what we think.
No, for sure, yeah.
And so for me, now this could be true. 'Cause it might be the case that Jake Fromm actually believes that. It might not be the case, but from how I read the conversation, him and his buddy were joking back and forth, and then his buddy was like, "Yo, what do you mean by that? And then Jake was like, oh, ha 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 ha. But I think it was taken. It was like Jake thought they were joking, thought it was a private conversation. His buddy took it seriously, and then his buddy posted the screenshots.
Oh,
so
is that right?
I
this happened when he was like a long time ago, no? Or this happened?
No, this was recently.
Oh, this happened when he was like a grown man.
Recently, yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought it happened when he was younger.
I could be off on that, so don't quote me because I quickly saw it.
I don't really remember
and I read
the story
the text
too well. But anyways,
but from what I got from it, like his buddy's kind of a piece of shit. Like if one of my friends, like from a joking conversation, took it like, "Oh, this guy's serious," and then put it out there, like
ex-buddy.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know. Now, if new information is developed since that story, I could be off here. But from what I read, I was like, you can't do that, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a shitty friend. Like, what are you doing?
I hear you for sure.
I don't necessarily think he's a racist, man. Like,
yeah, you know how what we were saying today about Mark Wahlberg. Was that who it was?
Okay, this is hilarious. Not hilarious, but also like kind of indicative of like the times. And this is kind of what I'm worried about is people who I don't think basically everyone is so outraged, as they rightfully should, that as soon as there's an opportunity to jump on someone and crucify them, they're doing it. And they're not actually looking at context. So Mark Wahlberg was trending on Twitter, I think it was on Sunday, and he might still be trending. And I clicked on the link, and the first thing was on his Wikipedia, it says racial incidents. And I have the notes, but it was in 1986, I believe. Yeah, it was 86. He and a group of friends grabbed some rocks and threw them at a black guy saying, "Kill the ninjas, kill the ninjas, kill the ninjas." He then, 2 years later, attacked a Vietnamese man. His last name's Tin, T-I-N-H, and beat the shit out of him just for being Vietnamese. So looking at those two incidents, your first reaction is, wow, Mark Wahlberg is a piece of shit. And everybody on Twitter is just dragging through the mud. Jesus Christ, right?
Boston is known to be one of the most racist cities, though.
Yep.
That's 100% fact. Players will tell you they've never experienced more racism than in Boston. So it's known to be racist. They're pieces
of work, dude.
I'm not saying that he is, but that is the culture there. And yeah, I'm not like speaking out my ass either, but sorry, go on.
So I looked into it a little bit more. 1986, Mark Wahlberg was born in 1971. That first incident of him throwing rocks at a black guy made him 15 at the time.
Right.
You cannot, like, I saw tweets on Twitter saying that he did this in his 20s. That Mark Wahlberg, he was in his early 20s when he did all this. He was an adult. He knew what he's doing. He got off scot-free. That is a complete lie, and you can't drag people like that. Now, for also context, because this makes me sound like I'm defending Mark Wahlberg, and I'm not. Because at the time, clearly, he was misguided.
I kind of am, though. He's 15.
This is the thing. Is so...
Yo, I did some foul shit at 15, bro.
Yeah, 100% I did. Yeah. I never did anything that far. But to give people context, Mark Wahlberg, his parents divorced when he was 10, and by the age of 13, he had an addiction to antidepressants and cocaine when he was 13. So this was a kid
Drew Barrymore shit.
Yep. This is a kid who was misguided, who more than likely was a piece of shit at the time, and was racist at the time. Was
he not in a gang or something too?
He bounced around a lot, and so people were like, he didn't pay for this. He actually spent 45 days in jail when he was 16 because of this. So it was a 2-year maximum sentence. He spent a month and a half. And to put that in context, right? Like if your kid, imagine that's your kid, and he's hooked on cocaine at 13 years old, and he makes some stupid comment. Like he shouldn't go to jail for 2 years. He shouldn't be dragged for this. Looking a little bit into the future, 2 years later, after that, 1992, he was hanging out with his black friend, and some dude called his black friend a racial slur, and he beat the shit out of that guy, defending his black friend. Right. 8 years after that, he set up the Mark Wahlberg Youth Foundation, which over the course of the last 20 years has distributed over $10 million to people in poor, disenfranchised neighborhoods. Yes. So this is one of those things where people can change, and people can grow up, and people can change their opinions.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. How about looking at it like this? How about saying, hey, he grew up pretty rough neighborhood, maybe hanging around not the most the great character guys, but look what he turned it into.
Exactly.
Success story.
Story.
You could look at it that way too. I'd kind of choose to look at it that way. He was at 15 at the time. If he was 25 doing this, okay, you're not getting a pass. Story,
100%.
But like, it's like this. it's this small minority on the internet that's just like cancel culture that's trying to get people. You know, that's all they care about is trying to get people's careers ruined.
Yeah, like this whole movement is trying to cause change, and if you don't allow people to change, then what are we even doing? If you're not allowing people to change their views and their opinions and mature, like, what's the point of
he gets a pass,
any of this?
Man.
So I disagree with all the hate he's getting.
I don't even think he's really too worried about it. Or
yeah,
like any,
I hope
like or any of the sponsors that he messes with. None of those guys, they know how he is. Do you think they're gonna hold this against him? No,
I don't think so either. But people were like, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch is a hell of a lot of appropriation after busting that shit out 4 years earlier, dude.
He went from knocking out ninjas to Calvin Klein underwear model, bro. Like, that's fucking crazy, man.
Good story. Like, that's
and, like,
wild.
Huge movie star. Yeah. And like,
you ever seen how jacked the guy is?
Serious sauce.
Like I didn't really realize how jacked he was until I'd seen some photos.
But yo, he's like up at 4 a.m. every day. He is so strict with it. Yeah. He is ridiculous with it. So sauce or not, you got to be disciplined, and that guy is super disciplined.
Yeah, it's wild.
But shout out, give me some of that sauce, though.
Yes, sir. I want some of that.
You know, he's getting the good stuff.
100%,
celebrity, white
direct
guy.
Direct from Mexico.
White guy, like A-list, right? He's A-list for sure.
Oh, and he's like A-list.
So he's getting that Alex Rodriguez shit.
Him and The Rock are on the same sauce, for sure.
Oh, 100%, man. The Rock. That guy is just, oh, man.
Do you want to go into UFC?
Like, what? Okay, honestly, what do you think his steroid bill is? Like, seriously, dude.
Okay, if me and you were to buy the same amount of steroids that The Rock is on at the same quality per month,
I bet you he doesn't pay anything less than $50,000 a cycle.
So I was gonna say, like, a cycle is like usually 3-4 months. My like instant guess was like minimum 10-15 grand a month, like minimum.
Oh yeah,
he's on
he's on the designer shit. It's
exactly right. Yeah. Like, he's doing EPO, he's doing all the designer steroids, but he's also doing growth hormone. He's on all these IV drips. Like,
it's like, give me a little bit of Lance Armstrong,
that little cocktail going on.
Batista,
yeah, 100%.
You know, all these dudes. Yeah, Coleman. No, for sure. Fuck, man. A little bit of Coleman. Yeah,
but he's probably, what was the year the Russians got banned from the Olympics?
Oh yeah, because they're all like cheated.
Yeah, dude, he probably went to Russia and dug up old samples and
they were like passing that shit through the wall, right, or some shit, like the samples.
Yeah, so they cut out. So there's like a piss room where you like piss hot, or sorry, like you piss for drug testing, right? And apparently they had pre-cut a hole in the room, and they'd have some dude in the wall with urine samples. Russian athlete would go in there and he'd hand him one.
I respect the passion to cheat, though. I do.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I really do.
But also, like, how are you not going to get caught? You cut a hole in the wall out, dude.
Son, Lance Armstrong was giving himself blood transfusions in the hotel room before the races.
That's pretty wild.
So, like, you want to talk about some cheating, son. Like, dude, that's some next level shit right there.
I don't think I could do that.
Oh, it's just...
Like, sit there and give yourself a transfusion?
Pretty nutty.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. You still been watching that documentary?
Yeah, I only watched the first half, though. So I got to watch the second half.
Yeah, I still need to find it. It needs to come out on the internet somewhere.
Oh, yo, the Bruce Lee one came out yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, Be Water it's called. I didn't watch it. I taped it, though.
Is it on Netflix?
No, TSN.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And the baseball one's coming up this Sunday on TSN again.
That's so burnt. Maybe I got to get cable for...
Get one of your bros to tape it. Next time you go there, you watch it.
None of my bros have cable, man.
What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
Because everything you can stream...
Oh yeah, can you stream these docs, motherfucker?
Okay, dude, this is the first time.
Fuck you, man.
This is the first. Fuck you, bro. This is the first time in
like out of your son.
2 years that I haven't been able to watch something, and it's pissing me off, bro. It's bullshit. Okay.
But oh well, I don't know. Well, all right. I guess you're not gonna be watching them.
Dude, it's fucking burnt.
What else you got? What do you want to talk about?
There were fights on the weekend.
Oh yeah, right. Hey yo, it was actually a pretty good card, man.
It was a really good card.
I bought it and I was like, this is stupid. I don't know why I'm buying it. Mm-hmm. And then I came home that night, tried to watch him. Didn't happen. So I had to watch him the next morning.
Yeah.
But yo, straight up, fucking really good card, bro.
Okay. I want to preface all of the fights because the fights, every single one of them was a banger. There really wasn't a bad fight on that.
Yo, I even watched the prelims.
Yeah. Yeah,
because I was getting ready for going out, so I just had them and I was actually watching.
It was really good. Everything.
Not bad.
The one thing that I don't know if you picked up on this, the octagon was smaller than normal
5 feet
octagons.
Smaller. Why are they doing that, man? Why is it smaller?
It completely changed every single fight.
Oh, your game plan's totally fucked.
It's totally
For
different.
sure.
I like, and I noticed it too. There was so much more action because you were forced to have action. People were caught in corners, and people had to fight out of them. Like, it was wild.
You could walk people down like no problem if that's your style.
To be honest with you, I actually wouldn't mind, except for heavyweights, because heavyweight, that'd be wild to be locked in there with another heavyweight. Can you imagine Francis Ngannou in a 25-foot octagon walking you down?
When the bell rang, I would just tap right away.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. But like, all the fights are interesting, so I wonder if they're gonna make it like a thing where this happens more often.
Why? I found it really stupid though. You're the UFC at the gym and you build it 5 feet smaller.
I don't know
what am I missing here, dude?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, obviously, like,
you have all the money in the world and you're gonna build a
bigger one in there. You know what I mean?
So
either way, I liked it though. I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, they should standardize it. I don't know what they're doing.
Where do you want to start? Nunes?
I want to give some. Well, that wasn't even really a fight.
Bro,
Spencer can take a punch.
Yo, she went 5 with Cyborg too, or 5 or 3. She went all the way.
She went all the way with Cyborg.
Yeah.
Dude,
fuck, she got her ass kicked though. Like, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible.
I don't think anyone looks as mean or like they're enjoying themselves as much as Amanda Nunes
smiling
when she is beating up on a broad. Like, it is scary, dude.
Yo, she landed 120 significant strikes to 36 for fucking Spencer.
Dude, it was such a... Okay, so I want your opinion on this. In the last round, I thought Amanda, like, completely, like, and, like, 100% willingly, like, gave mercy to Spencer. Like, showed mercy. There was a couple points where, like, she put her on the ground right away instead of beating her up on her feet.
They were talking about throwing the towel, were they not?
Yeah, they were.
Right, okay.
But Amanda dumped her on the ground instead of keeping her on her feet. And then after she separated, instead of Amanda backing up and letting Amanda backing up and letting Spencer stand up, she sat there and kind of like stayed in front of her and like kind of half kicked her and just was like not letting her stand up because I think she didn't want to beat her up.
Right. Okay.
And then she got up again. Amanda threw like 2 shots, put her against the cage, and then dropped her again.
Or
put her on her butt again.
Fucking Nunes, bad bitch, man.
Dude, her and Henry Cejudo need to fight.
So it's Nunes' 11th straight win, and tied for the second longest active streak. And also, of the 4 fighters to be double champ, she's the first to simultaneously defend both during the reign as champion.
I don't think she's going anywhere anytime soon, man.
But like real talk, who's gonna fight her?
No, but there is no one to fight her. And what I mean though is like normally when someone is this dominant and there's no contenders, you'd think they're gonna retire. I genuinely think she likes beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, but like, I don't like no disrespect to her, but like I don't even know if you can make her fights main event fights anymore though, because like who is she fighting?
No one.
You know, like, and you're gonna be main event, like, come on.
This whole card was kind of like, really, I'm paying money for that. And when you look at it like on paper, obviously it turned out really good. But this
fucking Garbrandt, fuck me, did he ever look so fast? So I know we talked about a Sun's out, so I had to go back because I didn't remember, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking beat Moraes and Sterling.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, like, so totally remember who he was. And then
that division
to see
is
Garbrandt,
so stacked, bro.
My low-key might be my favorite division right now, man.
And TJ's coming back too.
Sick, dude. Like, that low-key might be
so
my favorite division. Garbrandt looks so good, bro. Like, he was fastest I ever seen him.
Yeah.
That knockout was one of the best knockouts I've ever seen. Dude. The duck and just lining him up with the right.
Dude, that was one of the sickest walk-off knockouts I've ever seen. Like drop, bang, hand in the air.
O'Malley had a nice one. But
O'Malley's hilarious.
Yeah, he is. He got his Tekashi 6ix9ine on there with the multicolor hair. But Garbrandt, bro, looked really good. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Marlon Moraes.
That's a good fight. That's a really good fight. I'm so happy for Cody because, like, he was obviously a world champion. And then he fought...
Beat Cruz, right? He
Pardon?
beat Cruz, didn't he? Right? Yeah.
And then he fought TJ twice, lost both of those, and then lost a fight to...
But, like, TJ's on roids.
So no, but this is the thing is, every single fight he fought TJ, yes, TJ was on roids, but Cody Garbrandt lost a fight. And it wasn't because of a lack of skill. It was straight emotions. If you go back and watch those fights, both fights, the last 3 fights, every single time, like, he dropped TJ in the first one and in the second one, and instead of taking your time and actually picking him apart, he'd rush in there, start swinging in the middle of the cage, get clipped, drop, and the fight's over. Like,
He fully admits it, though. He fully admits it, right?
But Cody is good enough to be a world champ right now, but he's just too emotional. And this fires me up so much that he's got himself reeled in. Because there was a couple times there where Sunset was hurt, and Cody could have swarmed, and he didn't.
He did 2 separate camps, East Coast, West Coast. And obviously they worked really good together.
Who's his new coach that he brought
I can't remember. It's in New Jersey.
It's not Jason Witten.
I can't remember
I
right
gotta give
now,
shout-outs
dude.
because, like, apparently this guy, like, has a whole... Like, you've got to learn...
Everyone's like, he's so good. He's like a scientist. He breaks you down so well. Fuck, it's killing me. I don't remember his name.
But you know how, like a 1 is obviously a jab, 2 is straight right. 3, you know what I mean? He has new calls every single fight for each fighter. And so you have to memorize it like it's a playbook. Every single fight. It's wild.
No, he looks so good. So I'm really happy for him. It's been like 2016 since his last win, maybe, I want to say, something like that. So congratulations.
I'm really, really fired up for Cody because he's a super, super good guy, and I think that interview and afterwards and the press conference he had, like, you can just tell he's a good guy.
Yeah, so it's his first fight victory since December 2016.
That's wild to think about, dude.
So he's now 7-3 in the UFC. Asunzao falls to 11-5. But fuck, man, he was on point.
Yeah, he looked really, really good. He's just so fast, man.
Yeah, his speed is ridiculous too.
And at first, when I was watching, I can't find it. But either way, first when I was watching, I was thinking like his punches aren't like they're landing, but they're not doing that much damage. For the first round, I didn't think they were doing that much, and then by the second, obviously, he started pouring it on.
I guess finding a timing and all that, distance.
I think it's also a Sunsao was actually like legitimately extremely tough.
He is
like
legit,
he can take a punch,
for sure,
dude. And so what fires me up
he
is,
went down so bad, bro.
And not even like backwards, just face first onto the ground.
You see him trying to put him on the stool, and it was
I don't know what the hell that was. The guy's like unconscious. They drag him up onto a stool, and he's like falling off the stool, bro.
So yeah, I don't mean to laugh, but that was pretty brutal.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen like medical staff do that to a fighter.
Fail there. I'm sure they're gonna reevaluate.
Dude, there's gonna be some good memes of him just like slumping and falling off this stool. Dude.
No.
For sure there is.
Well, Aljamain Sterling and Sandhagen.
That was me. Oh, dude, I was so excited for that fight.
I love Aljamain. I think he's pretty dope.
Funk Master, let's go.
Yeah.
I was so excited for that fight. I thought it was gonna be a war. And
Same. I did too, though.
That was so impressive. It was so impressive.
Sandhagen's first loss in the UFC, right?
Didn't he get beat up by Edson Barbosa?
No, it's his first loss.
Who did Edson Barbosa beat the shit out of?
Aljamain improves to 11-3.
What am I thinking of?
Sterling won 5 in a row. And yeah, Sandhagen's first defeat in his last 8 bouts.
Okay.
But, that was a legit choke. That was nice.
That was a jiu-jitsu clinic. Like, it was so quick, up against the cage, take his back, and pressure. Like, it was a face crush. Sandhagen pushed out of it, and then that body lock on him was nasty.
Yeah. And
slipped it underneath the neck, and that was it. That was the fastest, like, RNC I've ever seen.
He fights the winner of Aldo.
And?
Come on, man. Help a brother out here. I'm fucking high as fuck.
Who?
They're already scheduled to fight.
Give me here that.
I'm creating some week. Give me 1 second.
Who's Aldo fighting?
Let me give me 1 second here, man.
This podcast.
Oh, shit. Peter Yan. He's so tough, dog.
Yeah, he's wild.
So he'll fight the winner of those two. Fuck.
Isn't Peter Yan like a nuts wrestler?
He's so dope. I really like him. That guy's so tough, man. I actually pick him over Aldo. I think he'll win.
Aldo's getting old, dude.
But credit to Aldo, he looked good.
He looks like that old Brazilian weird dude you see like at a bar, like off in the corner. You know what I mean?
Okay, first of all, don't go to bars, and I don't see Brazil dudes at the bar, bro.
Really?
Yeah. What kind of bars you go to?
There's this one bar that we went to, and we met this. Me, it might have been Portuguese. We were playing pool, like me and my buddy Noah and my buddy Ashton. We were like pregame before the club, and we're playing pool, and this guy's like, "Oh, like let me come in or whatever, jump in with you guys." We're like, "Yeah, man, sure, we'll make it like 2v2, right?" And then his girl, he jumps into the game, and I guess him and his girl were fighting, right? But this girl, and she's a dime piece, bro.
Nice.
Like dime piece, right? Like this guy's short, like my height, and this girl's tall.
The girl Brazilian?
Something Spanish, some like Latina chick, bad. And so he starts playing pool with us, right? And she was so pissed that he started playing pool that she'd come up to him and start like aggressively like speaking Spanish and like yelling at him in his ear, like right in the middle of the game. And this dude was like, so like this girl, no, but like this girl is yelling at him, and he's looking at me the entire time. So what ball you think I should hit? Like, bro, I'm gonna hit the 3, right? And this girl like, and he's just like, I'm gonna hit the 3, right? Like doesn't even acknowledge this chick, right? She like storms off. And then she like comes back.
Tells you how often that happens. So if
dude.
you can tune it out like that, that's been going on for a minute. She
comes back just in tears, makeup running the whole bed. He's like lining up a shot, talking to me, and this girl's like, like crying, and then he's like, I'm gonna hit the 8.
Sweet, man, nice.
And he ended up hitting this the most nuts like backspin shot from across the table I've ever seen in my life, and he like drops the thing. He's like, I see you boys, and dips, and this girl's just in tears in tow.
So went home and worked her over.
Gangster, dude.
Totally joking. So O'Malley, Wineland.
O'Malley who?
Sean O'Malley.
And what?
Eddie Wineland on that fight knocked him out.
Was that who he fought? Was Wineland? I didn't see. I just saw the highlight. That's the one fight I missed.
Wineland with that sick mustache.
That mustache was greasy, dude.
So O'Malley is what 4-0 in the UFC now. So
I was talking with Noah about this.
25 years old, up and coming, really good.
He looks like Conor McGregor on the come up. Like just the way he fights, like super striking, like unorthodox striking methods.
Who did he call out today? He was on a Zoom thing. Oh, he called out Garbrandt. He's like, he doesn't want none of this. And like, yo, credit to him, he's gonna pick off like the biggest name out there. I don't know if that's the fight. I'd rather Garbrandt and Marlon fight, but definitely exciting fighter though.
Didn't Marlon just lose?
Aldo? No. Man, don't make me remember, dude.
No, he won against Aldo.
So who did he lose to then?
No, I don't know.
Man, yeah,
dude, I'm high now.
I don't know, dude.
This is gonna be a problem. Okay, do you not think that Sean O'Malley looks like Conor McGregor coming up though? Like he reminds me of Conor McGregor. So just the way he strikes, he's super unorthodox and throws weird stuff and hits angles, and he's got power in his hands, man.
Yeah, yo, he is exciting. He definitely got power in the hands. That knockout was fucking sick.
But like he's throwing weird, like spinning wheel kicks and this, that, the other. Like the knockout's hilarious because he slipped, throwing this weird unorthodox kick, got up, spun, knocked him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be he already is, but he's definitely gonna be a crowd favorite.
He knows how to market himself, man, really well.
I think he also said something about renegotiating his contract, so good on him.
I don't know how that's gonna go, Uncle Dana.
Oh, we know how Dana is.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Another young kid, Chase Hooper, 20-year-old, he lost.
Yeah, he got beat up pretty good.
So, but whatever, good. I think it's just gonna take it on the chin, and you're gonna learn from it and move on. He's so young. He's got a long career in this for sure. So
he young, and like credit to him though, where he didn't give up on the fight. Like he got beat up, but he kept coming the entire time.
I think there's levels to this, you know, and he's just not quite there yet. But no disrespect, you're 20 years old. So,
yeah, he's still new to it. He'll be okay.
You know, he was the first UFC fighter on a pay-per-view card before his 21st birthday since Sage Northcutt.
Dude, I didn't realize he was that young. I thought he was like 22, 23.
So no, he's super young.
Jesus.
He's got a long time in the game, and 9-1 now. So
that's a wild record.
You know, he'll learn and grow
he'll be
from
okay.
this for sure. Yeah.
And go home. His dad can help him do some wrestling.
I also wanted to shout out
Ben Askren.
Sorry, let me get it here, man. Cody Stamen.
Who's that?
He was on the prelims. He fought and defeated Brian Kelleher. Mm-hmm. His 18-year-old brother Jacob died unexpectedly, and he fought this, and he was crying after, bro. Like he was holding it all in. You could just tell.
How long ago did his brother die?
It was like a week ago, like maybe even less.
Did he win?
Like that. He won. Yeah.
Good for him. That's
and like, even like when that final bell went, he was like so emotional and rightfully so. So I just wanted to say shout out to him. He put on a hell of a performance, and I couldn't even imagine going in there. But no better way to honor your brother than that victory. So
getting that W, right?
Congrats, man. You know, but yeah, like we said, good card overall, man.
Was there anything else I wanted to touch on? That was about it. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to Cody Garbrandt's hair. Immaculate. Immaculate, bro. Yeah. That fade was so clean.
I'm not a fan, honestly. I
really?
like it when it's short to the side, to be honest.
Oh, I like that. That was clean, bro. Joe Rogan was talking about this that I wanted to touch on too. He was saying that like it's wild how prevalent and effective calf kicks are now.
Oh, I was going to bring that up too. Funny you say that.
And I hadn't really thought about it until he said it, but he's totally right.
Gaethje said he only kicks the calf.
Everybody
he does not kick anymore.
It.
And it was someone in the prelims lost from calf kicks.
They stopped the fight because of it.
Yeah, so it's like the most vicious move now in MMA, bro.
Which is like it seems like such a little bitch move. It was kicking the calves, but it works.
And it's like a couple of them well, done, dog. You know what I mean?
Just chop.
And I like checking it doesn't even do nothing.
DC made a good point though. He's like, they're gonna keep doing this till someone gets Anderson Silva and snaps their shit.
Well, like I said, Gaethje, he's like, that's the only spot he'll kick now, and it seems like everyone's doing it though. It's not just him.
Do you think those kicks would work against Khabib?
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Do you think
because he takes one of those, he's gonna want to shoot so bad.
Mm-hmm. But he's gonna want to shoot so bad anyways.
Yeah, I know, but I think maybe this makes it quicker for him. He doesn't want to take too many of those.
Yeah.
Or he won't be able to shoot as quickly or as powerful, right? So it's like, I think it changes your game totally. For sure, it does. It's gonna make you maybe push the pace quicker than you really want to, depending how bad you're hurt. Like I said, it only takes a couple. And these guys are like really slowing down.
I'm just trying to imagine like what that would feel like getting one of those kicks.
Obviously not good.
But like think about even like you just like kicking a bag like full clip. Imagine that going into your calf. Like Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, that's the new hot move, dude, for sure.
You better believe Tony Ferguson. You ever seen that video of Tony Ferguson just like elbowing like a squat rack, just like metal?
No.
So there's a video of him. He's like sitting right in front of a squat rack, so it's like a metal like pole in front of him, right? And he's literally just sitting there going like some monk shit, dude. Oh. You know, monks like punch sand and like punch cement.
It's just bleeding. It just keeps going.
He just ding. So you better believe he's sitting there doing calf kicks with that.
Yo, that's that Karate Kid movie. Do you remember that movie?
That's what I'm saying. It's like some monk shit, dude. 100%.
Nice one, man. Nice one.
What do you got for me, bro?
Well, NBA back. We got it all.
So what's the official format? Because I saw
it's going to be the play-in tournament.
So, but what are the exact specifics?
So top 16 teams in the East and West be joined by teams currently within 6 games of 8th place in the 2 conferences.
Okay.
New Orleans, Portland, San Antonio, Sacramento, Phoenix, and Washington.
Okay.
The play-in tournament will include the number 8 and number 9 teams. If the 9th seed finishes the regular season within 4 games of the 8th, within 4 games of the 8th. In that case, the number 8 seed enters a double elimination tournament, and the number 9 seed a single elimination tournament. I don't know.
I need to see that bracket.
Well,
because I want to see like it laid out in front of me. Okay, like how's the bracket gonna work?
So yeah, I don't know that.
I mean? It's hard to like picture it.
Yeah, it is kind of.
I'm also dumb, so NBA.
Yeah, see if there's one out there yet.
Playoff bracket.
Now everyone's gonna have to be in this. Obviously, they're allowed to go to outdoor restaurants, and they're gonna have daily testing for the Rona. Blah 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 blah. And
wait,
here's the thing. What if a bunch of guys on the team get it? Is that team just done?
Oh, they're gonna have to it's gonna fuck up so much stuff, dude.
This is what I don't understand. I haven't heard anything about. Now they said if one guy gets it, okay, they're gonna take him away and quarantine and do whatever. But what happens if like 3 of your starting 5 get it?
Oh, dude, if anyone,
or, you know what I mean?
Well, this is the thing is if any one player has it, that team's out.
Yeah, but that's not how they're doing it. You're still in. They're just going to quarantine the one guy.
Do you give all your star players corona purposely right now to avoid it happening potentially? I think that's the play, dude. You say, all right, LeBron, I'm going to inject you with Rona right now, so you're guaranteed not to get it later on.
I'm sure these guys have been getting tested. It's the NBA. They're getting tested.
No, but I'm not talking about getting tested. I'm talking about I'm going to stick you with a syringe that has Rona in it.
Yeah, but I think if these guys don't have it now, they're going to be like, fuck it, I don't want to get it now. That's what I'm saying. It's too close to everyone going to Orlando.
You know how there's like all the conspiracies that like some dude sprinkled something on that pizza that Michael Jordan got? There's going to be tons of conspiracies with this, buddy. This is such a good opportunity to like absolutely like ruin some teams' playoff hopes.
It'll be on the next doc 20 years later.
Monkeys from India are going to run over here.
Nice one. So, I don't know, man.
They're not showing this bracket the way I want them.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Because I'm really confused about how this works.
Well, apparently it's going to start on the 31st.
Of this month or next month?
July.
That's still a ways away.
Yeah. And the odds, the Lakers are plus 200, the Bucks plus 275, then the Clippers 300. Then it goes Boston, Toronto, Houston, Denver, Sixers. So
I think the Lakers got it.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, I hope Toronto actually wins it, and if they can, yeah, I'm going for LeBron.
It'd be so dope to like for LeBron to win one. Do you think so? This is what I was kind of thinking about, or not thinking about. I saw. What do you think happens with Anthony Davis?
In what respect?
Because his contract, because right now there's no contract set for next year, so he could walk at the end of this year. Do you think he walks? Do you think he stays? I think if they win a chip, he might walk just to go get more money somewhere else.
No, I think he rides it out with long as LeBron's there, and then he walks when LeBron's done. I think those two guys have become pretty tight.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't think?
And whatever he doesn't make in max money, he's in LA. LeBron will hook him up with endorsements, whatever. He'll make that money.
I guess that makes sense.
So I think, yeah, that's my opinion. I think he just rides it with LeBron.
Him moving to so they win a ring this year, right? LeBron's, well, I can't even say that LeBron's on the decline because who knows? Everyone's been saying that for the last 5 years. Still proving people wrong.
Yo, he's legit MVP candidate.
Yeah, 100% he is. But what happens if they win a ring? LeBron's happy, AD's happy, and then AD's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go to New York on a supermax contract and try and run New York. I can see it happening, man.
Ain't nobody want to go to New York, son. Not long as James Dolan's there.
Yeah. Supermax is
Black Lives Matter, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I guess so.
You know what I'm
I didn't really think about that.
So
has he said anything this whole time?
No, he's purposely kept quiet. He made a couple small comments, but
good boy.
Yeah, he basically just wants to stay out of this.
Yeah, his media team's like, you need to shut up right now and not say
Straight
anything.
Up. Now, with this, getting back to basketball, like, first of all, it's going to be pretty rough quality of play, obviously.
Yeah. It'll be like beginning of the season.
It's going to be pretty, and then...
I think it's going to be rowdy. I think it's going to be fun.
I think the injuries are going to come, though. That's my whole thing. I think there's definitely going to be a couple major injuries.
But people have been rehabbing for the last 3 months, man. 3 months.
Yeah, but some guys haven't even shot at basketball because they don't even have access to a basketball hoop. Like, straight
Still?
up. I thought all these guys had hoops. None of them do. A lot of them lives in apartment buildings.
Still?
And a lot, like, depending what state you were in, you were, like, not allowed to go out in some states, I guess, right?
Yeah, but dude, at this point, 3 months into Corona,
a lot of guys don't have it. I know. Like,
who doesn't have a?
I watch a lot of NBA shit and follow NBA podcasts, and a lot of guys don't have access to a hoop. I was surprised.
How can you be 3 months in and not have figured it out at this point? Like,
I don't know, man.
Like, obviously, like, not even obviously. That's your job is to be a professional NBA player, and you can't like figure out a hoop. Like, that just seems so ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. But that's what they're saying.
Now, like, if it's J.R. Smith, I could see it. But anybody else, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, apparently it's a thing. I guess because maybe everyone lives in these fucking apartment buildings and no one not really living in houses. I don't know.
It's still weird. So you think the Lakers are going to win? You want them to, or you think they're going to?
Well, I want Toronto, but if they don't win it, I'm on the LeBron bandwagon.
What's your prediction?
I love LeBron, so...
Is your prediction Lakers? Is this just who you want?
Yeah, I think Lakers.
What do you think finals is? Give me a matchup.
I'm gonna have to say Lakers and Raptors.
You think Lakers v Raptors?
That's what I'm saying. Did I stutter, motherfucker?
A little bit, yeah.
No,
you are a little high though.
Lakers Raps. I'm calling that.
I think Lakers Boston.
Yeah, no, that's
and I think Boston gives them a good series.
Tatum's straight up superstar, man.
Do you think the Pelicans make it in?
Yeah, they're in.
No. I know they're in but they might not actually play like an actual series because they have to win that play-in tournament, right?
Yeah, I say they make it. Yeah.
You think they win that tournament?
I do.
Because it's the Grizzlies, the Pels,
Spurs, Wizards,
and Suns.
And yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude, the Pels are the best team on that list. 100%.
Yeah, San Antonio, LaMarcus Aldridge just today has come out that he's out for the season. He had surgery, so take them off. Phoenix and Washington, no disrespect, but see ya.
I think you're right on that.
Portland comes down to Portland, New Orleans. Zion looking mean when he came back, bro.
Yeah, I'll take Zion on that all day too.
100%. Yeah, I love Dame, but I'll take Zion. I know Portland's a little thin up front.
When you're right, bro. I agree with you on that 100%.
And I'm sure NBA is going to do everything in their power to get Zion in there too. Let's be real.
For sure they are.
You know what I mean? So,
but they're going to have a sit down with the refs before the game. All right, boys. This is the way we're calling tonight.
You get hella calls.
Oh, for
you know
sure.
what I mean? So,
I want to see it. Like we joke about it, but I actually want to see Zion.
Fuck, you don't think I want to see Zion and LeBron go at it, bro? First round.
That'd be wild.
So, yeah, no, super geek. So at least we got a set schedule here. We got actually something to look forward to, right? So
still like a month and a half away though.
That's fine. It'll go by fast.
What else you got for me?
Fuck. What do I got for you? Oh, okay. So with that George Floyd shit, so that cops, Derek Chauvin, he got his charges increased, right? And they're increased to second-degree murder now, which can carry a sentence up to 40 years, 15 longer than the maximum sentence for third degree. Mm-hmm. So the other officer's charged with aiding and abetting murder. Mm-hmm. And now Steven Jackson, he's an ex-NBA player. Do you know who that is?
I know the name.
He was on the podcast we were listening to today, All the Smoke, one of my favorite podcasts. Anyways, he has known George Floyd for 20 years. He's come out and said that he'll be a father figure to Gianna, Floyd's daughter, 6-year-old daughter, which was dope. So he said he'd walk her down the aisle and be there to wipe all of her tears and whatnot. I think that was just awesome. And so Steven Jackson met him through one of his friends. And Steven Jackson and George Floyd look almost identical.
Really?
It's weird. Like, Steven Jackson calls him his twin. Like, they had a quite the tight relationship. I didn't realize
that's
this.
super trippy.
So, anyways, those cops have been upgraded. Floyd Mayweather stepped up and paid for the funeral.
Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention that last week.
Kanye West gave a $2 million donation to the families of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor.
Everybody's stepping up.
It's such an unfortunate circumstance, but it's nice to see everyone come together for sure. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So everyone's like talking about what they can do to change things and whatnot.
What do you mean, what sense? Like with all the protests?
Yeah, with all the protests, how they can combat shit. Like, I know everyone's calling for defunding the police, right?
Dude, that pen got me fucked.
Nice. And
you see the Minneapolis, like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, okay, I was getting to that. Yeah. So they are actually saying they're committing to defunding the police and even disbanding the police, which I don't know what that means.
They're literally, so what I saw was they're completely getting rid of the Minneapolis PD, and they're looking into community-based policing, which I don't understand either.
And they also ban chokeholds, which I think
yep.
every department, it's a step in the right direction, I think, to do that. There's no need to choke somebody when they're handcuffed and there's three of you on them.
No.
You know?
Now, what about in, like, person-on-person situations.
They have fucking tasers and billy clubs and guns, and which they're not afraid to use, clearly.
Well, if a person jumps someone.
What do you mean? Like if a person...
Because like realistically, like I am by no means a grappling expert, but like I do jiu-jitsu, and to me, especially if I'm going against someone bigger, the first thing I'm trying to do is put them in a rear naked. That is like the single best way to control another human being. Like in my opinion, like there's nothing as secure as locking in an RNC on someone. So like, I hope it's just, hey, no more choking, like just choking in general. But like, I hope they don't completely ban it, because like at the end of the day, like,
I think it's completely banned.
Because at the end of the day, like, yes, there needs to be change. Yes, bad cops need to get fired. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of good cops, and I don't want a cop dying because he's not allowed to use something that's effective.
But here's the thing: cops always call for backup. It's never just one-on-one, bro.
It's true. Yeah, like
they're always rolling with someone, and then they always call in a whole shit ton before anything pops off.
Anytime there's a controlled environment, there's absolutely no reason to ever put a chokehold on someone. When you already have the situation under control and you've handled things, and the person is controlled and they're not able to go anywhere, whether it's handcuffs or whether you have multiple people, there is zero fucking reason to ever put anyone in a chokehold.
And you're doing this for a counterfeit $20 bill.
Yeah, pretty fucking wild.
Eric Garner selling counterfeit smokes. You did that for counterfeit cigarettes. You know,
it's pretty wild, man. But if someone is literally assaulting a police officer like single-handedly, and it's like the person got a hold of them before they could taser or something like that, if it's like an actual like assault, like a bad guy is trying to get away and gets a hold of a cop, please put someone in an RNC.
I'm sure if it comes down to it, but like in the cases that we know of, not warranted.
No, it's completely should be banned in every situation. Other than that,
like another thing too was like they're saying, okay, when you have cops show up to a rally, all in the military gear, what kind of message is that sending? You're almost escalating because like as we said last week, it's gonna get peaceful, which it has. The anger stopped, but I still seeing cops beating people with batons in a peaceful protest, opening car doors on them, using their vehicles to ram them.
Dude, I watched some cops knock over this old guy, and he smokes
bleeding
the pavement.
From the ears.
Yeah, dude.
That guy, Buffalo. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying.
So fucked up.
Okay. You would think in a time like this, with all the shit going on, the cops would be on their best behavior.
Yeah.
You know how many fucking incidents I've seen this past week of police brutality?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And this is when you think you should be on your best behavior?
Mm-hmm.
So what about when you're not at your best behavior? What are you doing? If you're going to do this a week after,
and you're still you know everybody's like recording you, and you're still doing it?
The States. In Canada and New Brunswick, they shot an Indigenous woman on a welfare check, ended up fucking shooting her. In Quebec, I seen a cop pull out a black guy from the car from his dreads, bro. Toronto, we talked about that girl falling from the balcony, quote unquote. So,
buddy, I've seen so many videos of just people standing there with their hands up and point blank, cops shooting tear gas canisters.
Yeah.
At people, point blank.
And did you know
doing nothing?
Tear gas is illegal in warfare? They made it illegal in 1997.
Really?
But you use it on your own citizens?
I didn't know that. That's wild.
This is what I'm saying. Like, you want to talk about escalating the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You won't even use tear gas on your fucking hated enemy, but you're going to use it on your own citizens. When Donald Trump says, I'm going to send the military in there, what kind of message is that sending?
Well, we talked about this last week, too, where like, this, as the president, you should be de-escalating the situation and trying to bring the nation together, but sending in the military is doing the exact opposite.
He shows no empathy, compassion. He hasn't come out and done nothing.
I guess the
Biden at least was out there with the family today in the funeral.
Did you see that he called Charlemagne? He was like, "You're black" to Charlemagne.
No, I didn't see that.
Charlemagne did an interview with Biden, and I think he was joking around, but it's been taken really out of context, or maybe he was genuinely meant it, but it's a joke. And Charlemagne was like, "Oh, something isn't because I'm black," and Joe Biden deadly ass looks at him and goes, "You're black."
I didn't catch that. No. So I don't
not
know,
a good
man.
look for the guy. Okay, so I pause before we get anywhere.
Yeah.
Playing devil's advocate. What do you do? So if you don't bring in the military and policing isn't working, what do you do about looters?
The looting's pretty much, look at it, it's totally calmed down.
But people are now saying that's a result of the army coming in.
No,
you think it would have subsided?
We called it last week. It was just anger. I get the anger. That has to boil over.
You think the looting was going to stop regardless of whether or not?
Worldwide, it's peaceful, bro.
But people...
You have like one guy that's going to do something here or there, but what have you seen in the last few days? I seen that guy fucking shoot somebody in Seattle.
I didn't see that.
Drove his car into the people, okay, past these barricades. Wow. So he drove his car through. Everyone's like, what the fuck you doing? They're surrounding the car. Shoots one guy at the door, okay? Guy shot down to the ground. Everyone's screaming. He gets out of the car and just starts walking around in the crowd amongst people. And no one's doing nothing. Finally got arrested, but like...
Jesus Christ. Why would he not haul ass?
President of the KKK drove his car into the people today or yesterday.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, bro.
Is there a video of it?
Yeah, it was on the news today. I haven't personally seen the video, but I know he did it. But for looting, I'm not seeing nothing on the looting. I'm not saying that... I'm sure there's a couple bad people, but in the general realm of things, it's been super peaceful the last little while.
This guy looks like the leader of the KKK.
Yeah, pretty dope, right? Yeah, fucking clown.
Yeah, he drove his car through a group of protesters.
So, like, yo, that's not helping the situation.
Jesus Christ, dude. What a piece of shit. Love it.
So, I don't know, man. I think, put it this way. They've lifted the curfew, so it's obviously peaceful because they wouldn't have lifted the curfews if it wasn't peaceful.
But this is the thing. It's like, okay, I'm not saying I agree with it, but the argument is that's only a result of the military coming in.
It wasn't even the military. It was the National Guard.
Same shit.
But, like, National Guard wasn't everywhere in every city, though.
That's true.
It wasn't. So, and everyone seems to be pretty peaceful, right? Curfew's lifted.
I think, like, and this is my own opinion, I think people who were looting were getting shamed and torn apart by people in their community that it was going to come to a stop. So much that it was going to come to a stop anyways.
Those guys don't care. They're not even about the protest. Those guys are just trying to use it for something else. Those guys ain't about.
Yeah, we talked about it. They're just idiots.
Yeah,
taking advantage of a situation, right?
It is what it is. Like, who was that guy? Jake Paul, was that his name?
Yeah.
Everyone
so he was in the mall while it was getting looted. He says that wasn't him. He's now been charged with trespassing because there's no video evidence of him actually looting, and he didn't loot.
But it was illegal to be in the mall.
Yeah, 100% it was. Guy's a moron. But he's pretty sure that's the same guy who like took a video of some dude like dead hanging. Do you hear about this?
No, I just know him and his brother are like pretty popular.
Yeah, they're big. One of them, I think it was Jake though. I think it was the same guy. There's like a forest in Japan where like people go to commit suicide.
Oh, I've heard of this forest.
Yeah, people go to commit suicide. So there's literally just like bodies hanging. And Jake Paul went there and filmed it, made a vlog about it, and was like laughing at some dude who's hanging there.
This is what people are upset about because he's going to put it on his page and monetize off of it.
Yeah,
this
100%.
is what people are like, yo.
Well, I'm saying that to make the point that he's a known piece of shit.
Yeah, is that right? Yeah, I don't know.
He's just not a good guy. He's clout chases and exactly he monetizes off of things that are, someone's death. He's trying to just create clicks, get YouTube views, and make money, right? Like,
yeah, clout chaser.
He's a piece of work. He's a piece of shit, dude. I can't even talk.
Yeah. Okay. Also, we're talking about police behavior this past week.
Mm-hmm.
So there was leaked audio from NYPD scanners, and an officer over the radios was saying to shoot those motherfuckers and to run them over. And then there's a voice that comes in and says, "Don't put that over the radio," right? Obviously, another cop.
Yeah.
So cops are saying, "Oh, the radios could have gotten to other people's hands."
That's
some bullshit.
saying?
So TMZ did an investigation, and like I'm not saying they're super legit, but
did they figure out who it was?
They're saying that it's pretty legit that it's the cops. Also,
I believe that.
Atlanta, did you see those cops drag the kids out of the car tasered the fuck out of them. Black kids, obviously. They go prestigious universities, and anyways, they're automatically fired. Tasered, pulling them out of the car was brutal, bro.
Where was this? Like, was this during a protest?
Yeah, they were in the car, and the cops broke their windows, tasered them, and just like
was it just like unprovoked? Like, what's the context?
Completely uncalled for. They got fired like that.
Good riddance.
They yanked a man and a woman out of the car. They go to Spielman and Morehouse, historically black colleges, and they were just returning from protests, and the cops treated them like that. Also, so a cop in Florida shoving a kneeled protester to the ground. You talked about the guy in Buffalo, they pushed him over. And did you notice, okay, in the Buffalo situation, you notice how the guy stops and the cop just pushes him to keep going?
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it. And it's like a 75-year-old guy bleeding from the ears, bro. And they initially said that he tripped.
I saw that. It's a hard video to watch. For those who haven't seen it, like, Google it and please look it up. This guy is this clearly old guy, and this cop literally grabs him and shoves him backwards. He smashes his head on the ground, instantly goes limp. There's blood pouring out from the back of his head.
Yeah.
This one cop stops and is like about to go help him. His buddy grabs him from behind and says, no, keep going. Yeah. And there's like 5 people walk past him. And eventually some dude starts calling on the radio, but nobody even tries to like check on the guy, see if he's okay. Nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Also, the cops seized a bunch of masks that were for the Black Lives Matter protest. Just seized them and wouldn't give them out to the people.
Like,
so, like, you're pulling
medical masks or like tear gas masks?
Like just regular cloth masks for like the Rona, you know?
Yeah.
They had like stop killing black people and defund the police on them. Like they had like whatever slogans.
Do you think the Rona's done now?
It's definitely not done. I watched it on the news and it was like so many spikes, but I think people just don't give a fuck anymore.
That's what I mean when I say done. Like, I think the media is just over it. I think
media could be over it, but I don't know if the hospitals are cool with it. That's the issue, I think, too, overloading the hospitals. I think that's the only worry right now, really, I think.
Yeah,
so
I think it's...
There's like so many reported more cases that are in the hospital now, so...
I genuinely think it might, like, it's going to be done. Like, not talked about in like the media cycle or anything.
So, I don't see... I think that's the only thing that they got to worry about. Old people don't go out, I guess, and everyone else, fuck, I think it's pretty done.
Use what it is.
But like even I was tripping too. Okay, I was at the house party and I was like leery about sharing joints though. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Yeah,
but you still did anyways.
I did, yeah. But like, it definitely crossed my mind though.
Yeah, it's just like, I wonder if it's gonna affect like just the way people think from here on out, like period, permanently. I think it will.
Well, I'll tell you, the people that I was with this weekend,
they clearly didn't care.
Did not give a
sharing
fuck.
Straws, sharing joints, all sorts.
There was no Rona. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think it's gonna make people less friendly. Like strangers are like less likely. I find that too. Like some like my complex. Like before the Rona, everyone like you go in the elevator, like, hey man, how's it going? Nice day. Like this, that, the other. Like just making conversation with people. People don't even try and do that now.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Really do that either though.
No, but like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're like antisocial. You don't give a fuck about anyone. Like period. So, but like normal people. Who like I'll have just a conversation like, hey man, how's it going? This, that, the other. Never seen you before, or whatever, right?
But here's the thing though, like if I talk to an older white lady, they're not even talking back to me, bro. That's a difference. If I stand,
yeah, but I'm not talking about like some racist old white lady.
No, but like here's the thing though, like if I would be like, oh hey, how you doing? And I have done it. Most older ladies won't acknowledge me, or they'll move.
But we're not talking about older ladies. We're talking about just like the general population. We're talking about anybody in my apartment
okay, yeah,
complex.
fair enough.
Like anybody.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess I don't really like. Do you talk to your neighbors?
Pardon?
Do you talk to your neighbors?
When I see them, yeah.
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 See, I'll never.
But it's mostly just like small talk. Like, hey brother, how's it going? This,
I'll never talk to my neighbors. That's really? How I like it though.
Yeah, you don't. You're weird.
No.
How do you not like being like friendly?
That's why I like living by Asians because they always stay out of your business. Koreans, best neighbors to have.
I could see that.
Yeah, they're dope.
You've also got like no one on your left side, like technically.
Which is dope, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like these guys, I know somebody moved in a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Never said hi to them.
Extent of it.
No housewarming gifts. You're not.
He actually introduced himself when he moved in. He's like, I don't even know the name, whatever. But that was the first and last time I'll ever talk to him, though. Whatever, it's all good, though. You know what I mean?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not really like... Only neighbors I talk to are my parents' neighbors. I've known them for 20 years.
I was going to say...
They were there when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So I talked to that whole neighborhood.
Yeah, of course.
But I know everybody. Other than that, not
You
really.
just can't be fucked or what?
I just don't really care. Like...
Yeah, so I mean, you just can't be bothered.
Nah. What's the hi? What's that going to do? Hi.
But
What's that going to do?
But does it, like... I'd rather have that than just, like...
I think I don't even really see them either, though. When do I really see them?
Do you talk to the guy, like, downstairs at all?
No.
Like,
He's
not
gone.
even a little bit?
He's gone.
What do you mean he's gone?
He moved out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's there?
Somebody else is coming in next week. So, but no, I don't talk to
Have you met them before?
No. I talked to the landlord this weekend. Some lady's moving in.
Oh, okay.
So, but I won't talk to
Like
her
kids?
either. I think so.
Yeesh.
So he had kids too, though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, whatever.
He was a single dad?
Yeah. Like, had him, I guess, what's it called? Visitation or whatever that shit's called.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were just holding down the fork. I was going to say good for him.
No, it was like,
Like
here
weekends
a bit,
off,
there
weekends
a bit.
on.
You know how that shit is, whatever.
That's my shit, dude. That's how I grew up.
So, oh yeah, burned.
Yeah, it's all right.
You didn't mind it, eh?
That's all I knew, right? Like, my parents split when I was 2, right? So, like, I didn't know anything different. Like, I've known, like, my stepmom, my stepdad. Like, I can't even remember time before
You
them.
always obviously liked one place better, though, right?
Yeah, it's because, like, my one side
It's like,
was...
oh, fuck, I got to get ready to go there. I don't want to go.
Yeah, I mean, like...
And you have no choice.
I lived with my mom's side, right? And then it was my pops was every 2 weekends. I saw him.
So, you liked it better with pops, or...?
Well, it was just different, right? Like, for the long time, like, my mom was my home. But obviously, like, it wasn't the best upbringing there. And then on my pops' side, he's a fucking, like, absolute maniac. So, like, half the time, he's, like, too hungover, doesn't even see us on the fucking weekends we're there, right? So, I had a weird upbringing.
I heard he was in rare form this weekend.
I wasn't there, thank God. That's, like, half the reason why I didn't go. I don't need to see you fucking mangled, man. Like, he's like, come on. I'm studying, too. I don't know. Even if I wasn't, I probably wouldn't have gone.
I hear you, though.
Like,
there was no way I'd want to see
your old man, like, mangled like 100%, that. Man. Especially the way my pops get mangled, dude. Yeah. Like, holy shit, bro.
Yeah, man.
Man's almost 50 years old. Like, I love you, but, like, calm the fuck down. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing, dude?
That's awesome, man. Fuck, what else? I haven't really got much, I don't think, man.
Neither do I. I'm also, like, chilling at this point.
Oh, I wanted to say, so that Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
The jogger.
Yes, sir.
So they're saying that after shooting him, he called him a F and N-word after.
The guy who shot him?
Yeah.
Well, the two guys were
Travis McMichael. Apparently his dad was yelling, "Don't shoot," and the son shot him.
Really?
And I guess they're going back and looking at this guy's social media.
Yeah.
Super racist, bro.
Clearly.
He was like, I guess he was with the U.S. Coast Guard. And
just fighting off Somali pirates.
He was like, he loved his job. He said he loved his job out on the boat because there weren't any N-words anywhere.
Oh, he's like a real racist.
One of his posts. So, yeah.
See, this is why...
But here's the... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, this is why it's a problem to drag people like Drew Brees and Mark Wahlberg.
I'm having a tough time with this podcast.
Dude, I can see why. You've been pulling on that fucker. I had one hit and I'm cranked.
Smoke 3 before you came, bro.
You're an animal, bro. I can't do it. It goes to shit as soon as I do. But it's not fair to lump Mark Wahlberg and Drew Brees in with actual racist pieces of shit like this. It's not. It's not the same category. And you calling someone a racist when they're not is a disservice to the people who are actually racist, because it's like, hey, we need those people. Like this guy deserves to go to jail. He fucking deserves to rot. He's a piece of shit. And it's not fair to lump other people in that same category.
Oh,
it diminishes the word, is what it does.
He's just gonna go to jail and be accepted by the Aryan Brotherhood, and they're gonna love him. Like, real talk. This is what's gonna 100%. Happen. Like,
he's probably gonna have a wicked time in jail.
He's just gonna be like,
he gets to fight other races.
He was
like,
hanging out
all
with
day
those guys
long.
outside of prison, anyways. Let's be real. With those kind of ideologies, pretty sure you're not hanging out with minorities.
No, that's crazy that his dad was saying, "Don't shoot," and this guy shot him. That is so wild.
So,
what a piece of shit. Dude.
Also, sticking with that is, so the guy who was filming it behind them driving, right? Do you know that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they figured this out. So that guy's name is William Bryan. So apparently it was like a 4-minute pursuit, and literally they were trying to block him in using the vehicle, and like he was running down off the road to try and escape these guys. They know because his handprint and fibers from his clothes was on guys' bumpers, so he hit him with the car. So like all these details are just coming out now, right? Sorry.
So there was like this guy. They ran him down, ran him off the road with their truck, and shot him.
Like they ran him into the ditch. He went into the ditch to avoid the vehicle. They struck him with the side of the truck, and like I said, cotton fibers and the handprint. So yeah, with these details coming out, it's just like
this guy deserves to rot, man. What a piece of work.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's about it, dude. Though.
That's all I got, too, buddy.
All right, cool. Let's keep the protest peaceful.
Follow us on social media, Instagram.
One
YouTube,
more thing.
Everything else.
Actually, never mind.
What you got?
We'll do it next week.
Okay.
All good.
That's probably a good thing. I'm done.
Yeah, cool. See ya.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Love you all. Appreciate you all. See you next week.